Very, very unusual. This is a Flathead V8, which means that the valves are in the block. That's pretty normal. Millions and millions of Flatheads were built. But what's very unusual about this is the combustion chamber is in the block and the piston. It's not in the head. If you looked at that head, it was mostly flat, right? So this actually has the intake and exhaust valves canted towards the piston, and that cavity that's made between the piston and the valves, that's the combustion chamber. Completely different method of furnishing combustible products to the cylinder to be ignited. The advantage of this is that it breathes better. It breathes much better than a typical flathead. You might get, out of this size flathead, you might get like 120, 110, 120 horsepower in the 30s. This one is 150 horsepower in this form with almost 300 foot-pounds of torque right off idle. 300 foot-pounds, most engines today, you know, these smaller engines that are turbocharged, they don't make that. They make lots of power, horsepower, but they don't make the torque this does.
So what was the torque, a comparable in 1936, what was an average torque to compare?
Less, about 160.
And this was 300?
This was almost 300,
Wow.
so it
It
had
shows
a
the
lot more
difference.
torque. And Cord certified their cars to be capable of going 100 miles an hour. So this was this actually has a roller camshaft in it too. Very advanced engineering, a very, very, very advanced flathead. As advanced as you can get and still keep the valves in the block.
It drives nice too when it's running.
Yeah.
That'll be hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow.
Really?
And
Yeah.
it has no problem keeping up with traffic.
Really?
Yeah, because, well, if you think about it, that little 289 that's in that Mustang right there makes less torque than this.
Well, you wouldn't think that,
Cubic
you know?
inches is that? 289.
That one's 320.
No, this one's 289. Well, they went over on the 4, but
Okay, I thought it was more than that.
it's a
Yeah.
small V8.
Small, and this is known as under square. It's got small pistons,
Go around.
long stroke. And when you get to the Mustang, it's got large pistons and a very short stroke. This is all about 4.5 inches, give or take. I forget exactly. That one's 3
I can
inches.
believe it.
So a much shorter stroke. You have to wind that one up to make power. This one, right off idle, it's going.
Yeah, I think he did a burnout with it once.